Now if you thought that those 5 figures were all of the exclusives, you're sadly mistaken, because every year 2 souvenir sets are offered at the convention in addition to the main set. And the first set includes a repaint of Armorhide as Huffer and a repaint of Cybertron Defense Hotshot as Springer. And here they both are. Let's take a look at Huffer first. He features mostly orange in the truck mode, as you can see. Pretty much speaks for itself. I'm going to transform him so you can see him in robot mode. Here is Huffer in robot mode. Now just like Armorhide, this was a really fun mold. There's nothing different here. He's a straight repaint featuring a lot more orange than the original, obviously, but still retains some of that blue from the original mold. Now there are reports from a number of convention goers who have the set that the legs are actually quite loose, or at least one of the legs are. But I've only heard that from a few people, so take that how you will. But otherwise, this is a very fun little exclusive, and comes with Springer. So let's take a look at Springer. Here's the original version of Cybertron Defense Hotshot. And here is the Springer repaint. You get a good side-by-side view of the differences, if you can see both of them in the same shot. There we go. Now Springer features probably the most paint applications on any of the exclusives that we got. And from what we heard, the factory that made these actually tried to convince Fun Publications to reduce the number of paint applications, but fortunately that did not happen, and we got lots of paint applications. Here he is in robot mode. Straight repaint of the original molds, no remolding that I could see, but definitely a lot of paint application. A very nice looking figure. But like I said, there are 2 souvenir sets, so let's take a look at the other one now. Now in addition to the Springer Huffer 2-pack and the main set of exclusives, there was another souvenir pack which features Alpha Trion and Weird Wolf. Now, Alpha Trion, as you can see right behind me, is a Vector Prime repaint. Now, we saw him show up several weeks ago up on eBay, but we weren't too sure where he would end up. If he would be maybe a club exclusive, or a convention exclusive, or one of these souvenir sets. As it turns out, he was part of one of the souvenir sets. And he features a remolded head. And I can show you right next to the original how much remolding went into that. Quite a bit. And I'll show you from the side as well. Whoops. So I can get him in there. There we go. But this is a repaint that was a long time coming. A lot of people asked for it, and here it is. Very good to see. Here we have the Alpha Trion repaint in vehicle mode, right next to the original Vector Prime. It's pretty much a straight repaint with the exception of the head sculpt change. So there's not much difference here with the exception of the paint scheme. And I have to say the paint scheme works very well for this mold, for Alpha Trion, as you can see. But we're just doing a quick hands-on of each of the exclusives, so I don't want to spend too much time on him. Let's move on to the Cybertron Snarl repaint, Weird Wolf. So like I said, there is the exclusive set in 2 sets of souvenirs. Now, the first was with Springer and Huffer, and the next was with Alpha Trion and Weirdwolf. I have Weirdwolf right behind me here, right next to a G1 Weirdwolf. I think Weirdwolf is probably one of the best figures in the sets, and he is a repaint of Cybertron Snarl, and has a great likeness to the G1 Weirdwolf, without being obviously a large brick, but his profile is very interesting in that he went through an experiment to remove his headmaster and make him once again independent of any Nebulans. And the result of the experiment made him essentially absolutely nuts. And he talks to his hand, which is the wolf's head. And I'll show you that when I transform him in just a second. Here's Weirdwolf in robot mode. And here's the G1 Weirdwolf. Now you can see they kept the color schemes pretty consistent. And just like I said before, he has the wolf's head as his hand. And the profile says he talks to this wolf's head a lot, as though he's talking to someone else. And it's pretty funny because in the profile card, the picture is actually him talking to the wolf head. It's pretty amusing, but it's a very nice homage to the original one, while expanding upon his background a little more. A very nice repaint. And that finishes out the second souvenir set. And you may be thinking to yourself, wow, that's a lot of exclusives. And you're right. But wait, there's more. Each person who attends the convention receives each person who attends the convention and pre-registers receives a convention freebie exclusive toy. And that toy this year was a Phasing Mirage. And I can show you that right here. He is a translucent blue Mirage. Completely translucent blue except for some solid parts. But he is pretty much as you see him. And here is the Classics Mirage right next to him. Just as posable as the original. The color is the only difference. And his translucency. Now, Mirage and his translucency rounds out the sets of exclusives for Botcon 2007. I'll be putting together an image gallery for anyone who's interested, and I'll post an update on Powet to let everyone know when that's up. So, until next time, remember to check out Powet.tv for all of your news on gaming, toys, music, movies, and a whole lot more. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at crazy@powet.tv. Remember, kids, open your toys, even if they're exclusives. They're nouns. Whoops. Phasing Mirage and his translucency rounds out the Botcon exclusive sets for this year. Now, if you're interested in more, no.